On today's review, I check out ZEN Tiles, which has made me a better husband, a better dad, and a better human being overall who's more in touch with my emotions. It's for real. Let's talk about it. What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner? Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review and a special Kickstarter review! And today I'm very excited to check out ZEN Tiles. This is for 1 to 4 players. Take about 15 to 25 minutes to play. And in ZEN Tiles, this is a game that will play drastically different from solo to multiplayer. So let's break it up and talk about each. So first, if you just want to see how a solo version of the game goes, click on that link right there. I love the solo version of the game. Spoiler alert. But in the solo version of the game, you're going to set out this 24-hour time period in front of you, and then you're going to go one by one looking at these different rocks that will have various different emotions on them, and then try to think about your day yesterday and think, when did I have that emotion most strongly? It really is deeply analyzing your yesterday and your emotions and how you felt and when you felt them. And if you do that on a daily basis, you can really start to see trends and potentially improve your life. It's a therapeutic tool. Like, no joke. But not really a game. Moving on to the multiplayer version of the game, it is a game in the sense of the word that there is scoring and there will be a winner unless there's a tie, and it doesn't actually say how to address the tie, and I hope they put that in the final version of the rules, because I am going to give them some ideas, 2 particular ideas for the final version of the rules. But you need to know going into it, it's much more of a storytelling experience where you're going to learn more about the people around you. So this is not going to be a great convention game. Like, I don't want to know about the people I'm playing games with at conventions. No offense, but I just don't. But if you're talking about like a game night or a couples get together or something like that, and you really want to learn more about the people around you, that's what ZEN Tiles is for. So I want to mention that right from the jump. But in that, you're essentially going to take turns. You're going to pick one emotion, and then you're going to tell people when you felt that emotion, where you felt that emotion, and then they're going to be able to ask you questions about that. They don't know what the emotion is yet. And then you're going to get 2 more emotions, you're going to mix it all up, and then everyone's going to try and guess what emotion you were feeling at that particular time. If they get it right, they get a point, and whoever has the most points at the end is the most empathetic. Like I said, it's very loosely a game. But let's get into the pros and cons, because this is the review. So first, on the con side, the game's not going to be for everybody. For the biggest, easiest reason is that it's not really much of a game. It is much more about the experience and about getting to know the people around you better. And I will say that is my jam. Feelings Up There is one of my favorite games of all time. I gave it a Bowers Best Deal. I met my wife at some quasi-counseling, this volunteering that we do. So that is just something that I used to be really closed with my emotions. I used to wear it like a badge of honor that I was never emotional because, you know, I hid my emotions and I buried them down deep, and I used to wear that like a shield. And then I slowly started to break out of that, and games like this help people do that. And for that, I love it. But this is the cons, so I should be talking about the cons. And no, some people don't want to do that. Some people come to your game night and they want to do worker placement, they want to do deck building, they want to do set collection, action selection. They don't want to talk about their feelings. They're trying to use board games as escapism from their real life, and they're trying to run away from potentially their feelings. And that's not a bad thing. You know, this is their escapism. So you'll know probably if this is going to be for your game night. Because like, as I mentioned, the scoring in the game here is subpar. Now, any other cons that I have, because I want to get on to the pros, because I really, really enjoy what's going on here. But I feel like the biggest thing you need to know is the game itself is lacking. You know, they don't have, like, if there's a tie, it doesn't say what to do. You know, there's this phase where you have to ask questions for other people, and they don't say how many questions you actually get to ask. And if you're playing with board gamers, like real board gamers who play a lot of different board games, are like, I want to know how many questions we have. And you're going to have to make house rules. And so I'm going to give them some suggestions that they probably should put into it before the final version of the game. They might take that, they might not take it. But that's what I got on the con side, really. There's not too much to poke holes in, as long as you know going into it that it's not really that much of a game. Because moving on to the pros, as a solo, just forget about it. Like, they have the idea for this being like a legacy style game where every day you would carve out 10, 15 minutes of your day and you would set up the little 24-hour period and you would think about all your different emotions from the previous day and you take a picture of it, and then you could analyze from day to day to day, from week to week to week, and say, you know what, you know, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm having a lot of negative emotions. So maybe I know that I need to drink more coffee around 1 o'clock because that's going to perk me up. And no, I know that sounds ridiculous, but no, it really did. It's really cool when you're done to look at this this track right here, at least in the solo version of the game, and say, wow, this is my emotions throughout yesterday. The other thing I really like about this game, there's a lot that I really like about this game, is that there's a whole bunch of emotions, and some of the emotions can be taken as like double entendres, both. I mean, they can be taken different ways, and some of them actually could be double entendres. You know, like tasty. Did my wife make me feel tasty? Did I make my wife feel loved? Did I get touched yesterday? Did I do some touching? And it really, watch the solo video if you want to see how it works. Because I think as, you know, some counseling style stuff to like really help you identify your emotions, I think it's absolutely outstanding. Just 100% recommend this if you are looking at this as something that's going to help you work on you. It's easy to set up. It doesn't take very long. And I think if you did it a couple days a week, I think you'd really be happy. You'd really start to analyze some things. You'd be like, man, I didn't feel that emotion at all yesterday. I didn't feel that emotion at all Monday. So now I'm going to try and go out of my way to feel that emotion because, you know, I really like that sort of stuff. I eat that sort of stuff up, but that's enough of me talking about the solo. Let's get to what I like about the multiplayer version of the game. And I will say, when I presented this game, there was skepticism because, you know, I'm playing with board gamers. We just got done actually playing Title Blades, which is like this really, it's a medium weight Euro game with lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of different things going on. To go from that to this, there was skepticism. But by the end of it, we were all talking, and I have known my friend Brandon for 6, 7, 8 years now, and I learned new things about him because what inevitably happened was, as we were talking about various different emotions, there would be, you know, third parties that might come up and, oh, this person made me feel like that, and so we started to talk about that person, and then that got us talking about X, Y, and Z, and before you know it, the game was over, and we were still just talking, just sitting there talking about, not just about generics, not about the new, you know, TV show or about this, but like our actual emotions about, oh, this happened in college and I actually broke down about this and this was really rough for me. And all of a sudden, our relationship was getting stronger, was growing, was bonding, and that's what Zen Tiles is all about. It's about bringing together people and strengthening those relationships, which at its core, isn't that what board games are supposed to do? So for that, I feel like Zen Tiles does a spectacular job. It's just not a great game. So there you go. That is Zen Tiles. If you're looking at this as a solo experience because you want to try and work on yourself and work on your emotions, Instaback. Get one from one of your friends too. Just period. It is spectacular, and I promise you, you won't regret it. If you're looking at this as a multiplayer game where you can tell stories and different stuff like that, you need to make sure that you have the right audience for the game. But yeah, if you want to get to know other people better, absolutely. And one thing that I look forward to doing with this is having my wife play this game solo. I feel like that would be something really, really cool to just watch your family play this solo and really have them talk about their emotions. You might be like, wow, I didn't realize that you felt that way about X, Y, and Z. And that's the other cool thing too, is because if you play this with people you spend a lot of time with, you might be surprised about some of the emotions they felt about specific events from their day yesterday that you also know about those events. You might be like, wow, I didn't realize that that affected you in that way. And wow, I love Zen Tiles. I really do. I think it's such an interesting, quote, game. But there you go. That is Zen Tiles coming to a Kickstarter to you very, very soon. I'll be sure to post that Kickstarter link down below when it gets to that point. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. And in the comments below, let me know, what is your favorite emotional game? Like, what's your favorite game that's not really a game, but it gets you off the beaten path and it gets you talking about feelings and emotions? And I'm actually going to get up super unprofessional because right here, this is one of my favorite of all time. This is Feelings, but this is not my favorite one. My favorite one is actually a really interesting game called, where is it? Ow, 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 God, things are falling. Stop it. Stop it. No, Shards of Infinity. Okay, here we go. It's this one right here. Come Together. This one is all about talking about, with your loved one, about things that you normally might not feel comfortable talking about. You know, like what gets you going? And let me tell you, if you're looking at Zen Tiles as a way to improve yourself and you are in a relationship, I would absolutely recommend checking out Come Together from Vice Games. I hope it's in print. It really should be. It really should be in every therapist office, couples therapist office in the country, because it gets you talking. It gets you talking with your wife and be like, oh, wow, you mean you're into choking? Like, hey, what's up? Cool. I mean, I'm not against it. Maybe I'll... Maybe I'll just give you a little squeeze next time. That sort of thing comes up in that game. So yeah, this is the perfect package right here. Throw that one in too. It's great as well. You know what? Swords of Infinity is a really cool deck building game too. Doesn't talk about your emotions, but you know, you can do this, then this, then this, and then BAM! That. Not the punching. No, don't punch. Jesus Christ. Man, I gotta really learn how to end these videos better, where I don't go on these really odd tangents. Or maybe I don't. You let me know in the comments below. And let me know in the comments below, actually, if you have any other great emotions or storytelling or feeling style games, because I love those sort of things. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.